Thanks for being here and checking out my do-it-yourself low level laser helmet for hair growth. Uh, Basically, the purpose of this video is to show you that this helmet can be made at home, and it will cost you about 80% less than what you'll pay on Amazon, and you'll see in a second. So I'll show you some screenshots of what they're going for. But it's the same equipment and it's the same exact technology that are in these helmets. Um, and I'm going to go through these steps with you on how to do it. If you have any questions, you can put them in the comments or shoot me an email. So basically, these are the helmets that you can see on Amazon and what they go for. They're definitely not cheap. I mean, between $500 and $1,000. But let's get to you're going to need. All right. So the helmet's basically $10 from Home Depot. And then I bought these lasers on Amazon, which you could see are really nothing. You just need about 3 packs of those. Uh, but they're very easy to work with. You won't have any issues with them. And some of them might be duds, but you'll be okay. So when I first started making this video, or I'm sorry, this helmet, um, basically I drilled way too many holes, and there's no way I was going to put that many lasers in there. That would have taken me forever. So I started to just almost give up, but then I got another helmet, and then I did this. I made new holes, made it neat, and I think there's about 116 holes in total. But I mean, they're perfectly drilled, and basically a wood drill will work for the plastic. And I think it's a 3/16 bit. I'll put that in the description. Um, but basically, I then tried it on, and then I took a marker. You'll see in a second. Well, it's a dry erase marker, and I put it through the bottom holes because I wanted to just measure and see where it would reach on my forehead. And it's kind of embarrassing to show you this, but whatever. So that way I can drill more holes. And then what I did is I put the diodes in there. Those are the lasers, one by one, using a hot glue gun. And it's very, very simple. I mean, you just stick the glue in there and it pops right in. I mean, it just gets stuck in there, actually. So then what I did is I tied all the red ones together and all the black ones together, which are the positive and the negative ones, one by one. And then I just started combining more and more as far as it could reach. As you can see from these pictures. Once I got them into about groups of 5 or 6, I mean, you can see nothing's done to the wires yet. They're just together. And then I soldered them so they're all come together and not moving. But before I started combining them completely, I wanted to at least test it. I'm here just some pictures of some close-ups, as you can see. I mean, with the hot glue gun, you can see it just squeezes right in. I mean, it's basically impossible to kind of mess it up. Uh, but basically, you'll see in 1 second, I started testing them in individual groups to just make sure they work. So here we go. This is where I started testing them one by one. I'm basically using, they're 5-volt lasers. So I'm using a 4.8-volt battery pack right there just to test in sections. And when I realized it worked, what I did is I started combining them into basically very few groups. As you can see now, the lasers there's a bunch of them together. I mean, that's like 10 or 15 together right there. I'm just trying to simplify it. I don't want to make it too hard to power up. So basically, it ended with basically me using, and I'll show you at the end of this video because I made another video clip that explains the power source. So I'll just let you watch that instead of me keep talking. But as you can see, the red wires are connecting all the positive red ones, and the black cable is for all the negative wires, and those are all combined. It's not very hard to do, and you just got to be. You can actually, if you don't have a solder gun, I guess you can just twist them all together. You might be able to use one of those twist things that they use for electrical wires. You can get those at Home Depot, those plastic things. They're really, really cheap. So then I use these Arduino pins to use as a power source. Oh, here's the inside of the helmet so you could see. I mean, if you go back and look at those pictures, it's the same exact thing as those $500 and $1,000 ones. And tell you, this helmet was really comfortable. I explained that too towards the end, but I'll show you the battery packs I originally used right there. But I returned those just because they were heavy. I didn't feel like wearing them on my head. It kind of tilted to the side a bit. Hopefully that's not too bright for your eyes. But that's kind of what it looks like inside. I didn't get directly into the into the lasers, but this is kind of what it looks like on my head when I'm wearing it. But I cut a USB cable and I made these pins out of the USB cable. And it's very simple. If you are going to do this project, just ask me how to do that and I'll explain it to you. And there's also videos on YouTube on how to make a USB cable like that, where it's just one positive, one negative. And I'm just using my phone charger to plug it in. And then I tested it. So this is how I charge, or I should say charge, I should say power the laser helmet. Basically, it's kind of divided up into two sections. I mean, though it's all, half of it's all wired together, then the other half is all wired together. That way I just kind of wanted to split the power into two, so it's not taking so much energy from one source, rather it's taking it from two sources, kind of just again to split it in half. But to simplify it, what I did was I took a random USB cable like this, and it had a the other side was like a micro USB, but I cut it in half, and there's 4 wires when you cut them in half. And to make this, all I really needed was the black and the red, which is the power and the ground. The other 2 I just snipped off and are taped down here in electrical tape. But then what I did was the red is up here is the power, and the blue is the ground wires. And these are little pin cables. They usually come with like an Arduino set. They're very, very cheap. You can get like 500 of these for $6 on Amazon. But basically what I'm doing is just plugging them 2 into here, and then I just plug it into the USB, and it works. It's going to be hard holding the phone here, but I'll just show you one half of it. Plug it in really quick. So this one's the red. It should come right on. And it did. So this is for the top, just the top part of it. See, all these aren't on right now. Just this part for my balding crown head. Yeah, so before, what I did is I actually had rechargeable batteries that I bought from Amazon that were 4.8 volts each, and I velcroed them to here and connected it the same way. However, it was just I didn't feel like recharging it all the time, and I'm also not going to be wearing this thing outside of my apartment, or anywhere besides my apartment, I should say. And it was also heavy while I was wearing it, because I had it velcroed to
the helmet, and it was just kind of bending over to one side and kind of uncomfortable after 5 minutes. And when I'm wearing this thing, I wear it between 20 and 30 minutes at a time. So yeah, so I'll unplug it. Let me unplug it, and then I'll show you quickly what it looks like inside. I forgot how many exactly, but I think there's 116 lasers. Yeah, I'll tell you what, the best part about this thing is this $9 3M safety helmet from Home Depot is extremely comfortable. With this is all black soft pad in the front, and you can use this knob to tighten it and loosen it, and I'm actually very, very surprised. So yeah, so that's it.